Dr. Halsey, what's up, sis? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Can't complain. Wish the weekend was longer. I guess I could complain a little bit. Wish the weekend was a little bit longer, but we work with what we got. Glad you're doing well. Yeah, that's what's up. Same here. Glad you're doing good. All right, let me see something. Jeez, where are we? Move this out the way, my cup. Let's see. All right. Same. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. So this is Vegas Tales. By the way, welcome to B-Rhy Express. I'm your host, B-Rhy, and you already know what it is. Tonight we are playing a game called Vegas Tales. This is a story supposedly about a man looking to find his successor of his estate by having a whole bunch of interviews with possible people that work under him. So we'll see. We'll see what interesting people we meet in this story. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it.
Thank you for meeting with me. If this is your first visit to the Bellflower Casino Resort, I hope you're finding it a pleasant one. I've owned this place for over 30 years.
Okay.
Running the Bellflower
Black
has
guy.
been my life's work. A life which is almost over.
Mm.
I have terminal cancer,
Oh, wow.
and I've been fighting it for years, but my time is coming to an end. I've already come to terms with my condition, but it
Okay.
leaves me with a problem. I never found time to start a family, and I
Mm.
don't have any close friends. This
Just money,
hotel
money,
is
money.
all I have to leave to this world. It's my legacy. But I have no one to carry on that legacy once I'm gone.
That's terrible.
I need you to help me decide on the best person to inherit the Bellflower.
Me?
I've made a list of 4 candidates, each of whom has a
I've seen that
strong
guy in
connection to
movies
this
before.
hotel.
Yeah, he looks familiar.
Unfortunately, I don't know any of them very well. I've invited them all here for the weekend under the guise that you want to do an interview with them for a book that you're writing about the hotel.
Okay.
Now, they're being paid a healthy stipend for their time, so you'll likely find them willing to answer any questions you may have.
Nice, nice.
I want you to learn everything you can about them and report back to me if you discover anything relevant.
Like what?
Their names are Ashley,
Uh huh.
Mallory,
Uh huh.
Sarah,
Uh huh.
and the last one is a couple of newlyweds named Todd and Becca.
Todd and Becca. Todd's the only guy, huh? All right. Got a trophy called Odd Job. So, I guess we're going to learn about them all anyway. Let's start at the top with Ashley. Tell me about Ashley.
Ashley is a magician. She's been holding her magic show here at the Bellflower
Oh,
since we
actual
added a
magician.
theater during our last renovation. She's been here longer than any employee, and she's as financially tied to this place as anybody, aside from myself. She's a private person, so I don't know much about her personal life.
Okay. Maybe she's a closet drunk. Oh, no, I'm just making up stuff. All right, let's find about Mallory.
Mallory is the unluckiest person I've ever met. She's also one of the nicest.
Hmm.
I've never seen so
Unlucky
much
and
tragedy
nice.
befall such an undeserving person. I unfairly gave her a hard time when we first met, but we get along well now. I gave her a complimentary stay here at the hotel to apologize, and she wouldn't stop talking about how much she loved it here. I
Hmm.
think she might even like my hotel more than I do.
Hmm.
Like the others on my list, I don't know very much about her.
Okay. You just meeting random folks and just like, maybe I can give them my hotel. Like, okay. Like, you haven't thought about anybody working there at the moment? Well, I guess they are working there at this point, but like, I don't know. The way you don't know much about none of these people. Tell me about Sarah, though.
Sarah is the daughter of the Goodley family. She's
Hmm.
been staying here with her parents on family vacations for years.
Okay.
That family is so wholesome that they make the Brady Bunch seem edgy.
Damn.
They're a welcome breath of fresh air here in Las
Brady
Vegas,
Bunch
and
is kind of edgy, though,
I love
honestly.
the idea of someone with very strong moral values like Sarah taking over the hotel.
Okay, that was just nice things about Sarah. So maybe Sarah is a good choice, perhaps. All right, tell me about Becca and Todd. Becca. I'm guessing it's Rebecca.
I barely know anything about those two.
So
Their
you
names are
you don't know
Becca and
nobody.
Todd.
That's
I
all you
met them
know.
today when they were checking
Oh, he
in.
met them
They
today.
came to Las Vegas to get married, and this trip is also doubling as their honeymoon.
So why are you choosing
Yeah, I
them
know
as
it
an odd
must seem
idea?
odd to consider leaving my estate to a couple I barely know, but
Yeah, very, very
honestly, I
true.
barely know any of the people I'm considering.
Very true.
I figure that if they're staying here for their wedding and their honeymoon, then they're going to have a very strong emotional connection to the Bellflower Hotel.
So give them the
Plus, it
hotel.
almost seems like fate that they happened to check in today while I'm trying to make this decision.
I mean,
I'm counting on you to ascertain whether or not they're good people worthy of consideration as heirs.
you putting a lot on my shoulders, sir. You should speak to someone else. Is that what I'm about to say? Oh no, okay. Oh, so I could just go and talk to other people now. All right. So these are all the people. This is Ashley. Oh, Ashley, I don't. Mm, just off appearance, I wouldn't choose Ashley. I don't know something about that gaze she's giving me. Wouldn't choose Ashley. Sorry. Mallory, mm, possibly. She may end up destroying the hotel because she doesn't know anything about management. But she seems she seems okay. My picture is covering up the guy's face a little bit, but they look a little too perfect. I don't know. I don't like that. This is giving me good. What's this is this is giving me what's the sunken place vibes? This is giving me vibes like that. I don't know about these three right here. Uh, what's up, Jim, my friend? How you doing? All right, and then we got Becca and Todd, two newlyweds. He looks high as shit, and Becca looks like she knows a little bit of some about the hotel here. Let me stop messing about. I'm talking about Becca like that. But okay, they decent enough, I guess. They're young. They wouldn't know shit about running a hotel. They probably wouldn't even want it, but they would like to use it while they're there to stay for free. So they'll probably use it while they're there, then forget about it once they leave. All right, interesting cast of characters. Let's start with Ashley, I guess. Um, so we get the X. Let's start in general talking about the Bellflower Hotel with all of them.
I've been performing my magic act here since the
Oh,
last time
she's
it
the
was
magician.
renovated. Huh. Never heard of the place before that. I like it here. I like Mr. Davenport too. He's very hands off. I appreciate the fact that he doesn't try to give me input about my show.
Mm, okay, okay. First impression when she's actually talking, she seems okay. She just seems a little eccentric, which I can get behind. I don't mind that. All right. We're just gonna go down the line asking them each the question instead of like, sticking with one. The
I
same
used to
question.
work at the Bellflower as a professional gambler. That's actually how I met Mr. Davenport. His security guards thought that I was cheating, actually, so they brought me in for hours and hours of questioning.
Damn.
Thankfully, they looked through the security footage and saw that I was not cheating. They could have
Okay.
just kicked me out, but Mr. Davenport was so kind, and he actually put me in a room for a full
That's
week
what
to make
happened.
up for the trouble that had been caused. This is the nicest hotel I've ever been in.
Okay. Little country girl, huh? Never been outside of Boogachita or some shit. Sign hanging in there. That's all we can do is hang in there. All right. Let's ask the Goodley family about the Bellflower Hotel.
We love this hotel. We come here every year on vacation.
We take a lot of family vacations together. The only thing better than seeing the world is seeing the world together.
This is my
Oh,
favorite vacation we take. I love coming here to Vegas.
That is true. It's all she talks about for months leading up to the trip.
I do get pretty excited about our vacation time.
okay. So they like it in Vegas, of course. Family vacations. What are you about the Bellflower Hotel? No, they creepy. I'm telling you, Jen. That's what I'm saying. They're giving real. Damn, what's the name of that movie? They're giving real that movie vibes. You already know what I'm talking about.
This is where Todd said we had to stay when we came to Vegas.
Yeah, we're in town for our wedding.
We actually ran into the owner of the hotel while we were checking in, and he overheard us saying we were getting married, so he upgraded us to a big suite, which was such a nice surprise.
And he was even more surprised when he asked if we wanted to be interviewed for your book. I mean, this is certainly turning out to be a memorable trip.
I would hope it'd already be memorable, what with our wedding and all.
Oh, of course,
Of
of course,
course.
of course. It was a poor choice of words on my part.
Oh, they look like they're in love. Young love. How sweet. It's like the Stefford Wives. All right. All right. Let's. Now that we've talked about the hotel, let's ask them to tell me a little bit about themselves.
I'm Ashley. I live here in Las Vegas. I spend most of my time practicing magic, and I am single.
All right.
What else do you want to know?
Wow. Direct. um, let's just carry on with this conversation for a while. Uh, we're not going to go into the single conversation right now. Practicing magic, you say?
When you're part of a magic show, you spend countless hours practicing. We only perform 4 nights a week, so it would seem like it's an easy schedule, but we spend maybe another 30 hours practicing. More if you're bringing someone new into the show. It's a lot.
Sounds like it. Okay. Tell me about yourself, Mallory.
What is there to say? I guess I'm a little bit down on my luck right now between jobs. I had 2 job interviews earlier this week, and I'm hoping to have more soon.
Oh,
I don't like to admit this usually, but it might be important for your book. I'm actually homeless currently. It might surprise you that I actually came from a fairly wealthy family. My dad was some sort of hotshot furniture salesman, and my mom was a cable TV installer.
okay.
We actually owned our own house. It was double wide. But yeah, I guess I always thought I'd be a big success like my parents, and
Got
I
big
guess it's
success.
just all right that they're not around anymore so that they don't have to see what my life has turned into.
Wow.
You know, I didn't exactly meet their high expectations.
Clearly, you're homeless. All right. Well, Mallory, that's very interesting. Um, job interviews? Let's not get too deep into the personal stuff yet. Just yet.
My first job interview was for a job selling jewelry. I didn't have any experience, so they said they couldn't hire me. My second job interview was at an adult video store. They needed someone to clean up those video booths after customers used them. I also didn't have any experience with this, but I really wanted the job, so I lied and said that I'd been doing it for 15 years already in 3 different cities.
Wow.
I thought for sure they were going to hire me, but for some reason they didn't. I guess that was karma telling me that I shouldn't have lied.
Probably not a lie, but you wouldn't have wanted that job. I mean, ooh, really? You gonna clean up the booths? At a, I don't know about that. All right, let's talk about you being homeless, since you did mention that.
I wasn't always homeless. Actually, when
Of
I was in
course.
Alabama, I had 3,000 square feet to myself. I felt like a wealthy land baron or something. But
Okay.
I didn't have a house on the land, but I did have a really
Perk in the
nice tent
building.
at
What's in the
first.
casting couch?
It was great. I lived there
Not
for a
just
full
kidding.
year before I could save up for a house. Well, not a house. I actually bought an 8 foot by 10 foot shed that was fantastic. It was just as good as a house. Had a roof, four walls, a window, a door, everything I needed. I don't know why more people don't just live in sheds.
Because it's a shed. Shed?
That was the nicest place I ever lived. Unfortunately, 2 weeks after I bought that shed, it was swallowed in a sinkhole. So
Wow.
there was really nothing left for me in Alabama. I decided to chase my childhood dream and move to Albuquerque.
See, yeah, I think I'm right about her. She means well, but she will fuck up this hotel and the whole estate in like 2 weeks, 1 month max. Uh, you should know what I'm referring to, man, but I'm good. uh, let's move on. We'll come back to you, Mallory. All right. Let's talk about your family vacations. Oh no, this we wanted them to tell me about themselves. Yeah, tell me about yourself, Sarah, and family.
I'm Alice Goodley.
I'm Walter, and this is Sarah.
It's so nice to meet you.
We're from Utah.
Hmm. Utah, you say?
We are very lucky to live there. Our neighborhood is just dandy.
Why
But
y'all
then
dressed the
again, I
same,
guess everybody says that about their
all in
hometown.
unison?
We have friendly neighbors, a brand new school, and the best darn volunteer fire department you could ask for.
Well, it's not perfect, though. Crime has been on the rise lately.
That's
Are
true.
y'all
Last
doing it?
Halloween, 2 houses got toilet papered.
A bunch of us pitched in, and we got those houses cleaned up by noon. Still, it was kind of disappointing to know that something like that could happen only a few blocks away.
Cleaning up all that toilet paper was really fun, though.
That's our Sarah, always looking on the bright side of any situation.
They are not gonna give me these caricatures of people right here. I I just that's a cult. Look, Jen, I can't deal with them right now. They're making me laugh. Just how how fake they are. I just can't. I just can't right now. Is that girl from Halloween Town on the left? Yeah, you know what? I feel like I've seen the one in the middle from somewhere. I just don't know. You say, yeah, that's her. Oh, okay. They look fake, bro. Just that whole vibe is just like, come on, are y'all really just? Uh, oh, we had a lot of crime. We had 2 houses get toilet papered. Oh my goodness! Like, oh, please stop it. That is hilarious, though. All right, volunteer fire department. Let's ask about that.
Being on the volunteer fire department is considered a huge honor in our town.
There are too many volunteers every year, and they can only let in so many people, so it's very competitive.
The exception is on Thanksgiving. During the parade, they make everyone in town an honorary member.
Oh,
It's
how
a nice
nice
gesture, and everyone gets very
to be
excited.
fire
We go all
department
out
people.
for Thanksgiving.
We go all out for all holidays in general. You should visit on Independence Day. We have a top-notch fireworks show every year.
Oh, and don't forget about the Easter egg hunt. That's my favorite.
I don't I don't know what to say about these people. They just make me laugh every time. Times must be hard. I haven't seen her anything until now. Wow. She having she having an OnlyFans soon? Wow, damn, Bert. This might have paid a good bit of money for, I don't know, cult leader chick family. Uh, uh, we'll come back to y'all. Tell me about yourself, Becca and Todd.
My name is Becca.
And I'm Todd.
We're from New York City.
Okay. New York City, you say?
Oh, I mean, I love New York. We have the best sports teams, the best nightclubs, the best restaurants. It's such an incredible place to live.
Even if I didn't have to live there for work, I don't think I could ever move.
Yeah, I mean, there are just so many things you can only get in New York you can't get anywhere else. You should really visit if you haven't been before.
There's this brony convention Todd goes to every year. I mean, even if we moved, he'd have to go back every year.
A jabroni
No way he could
convention?
miss it.
Let
It's
me
all he
stop,
talks
I'm
about
sorry.
for a month leading up to it.
Yeah, let's. I'm curious about this brony convention.
It's a convention for
Everybody
My
got an
Little Pony
OnlyFans and they
fans.
Yeah,
need an
it's not
editor.
as bad
Only
as it
reason I
sounds.
know.
I mean, lots of adults go.
Make your money, perk.
Actually, it's almost entirely adults who go. Yeah, I think the TV show is super sweet, but I've only been with Todd once. They don't really like girls going. I think it kind of messes with the whole bro part of brony.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll move on from y'all. Let's go back to them. Let's ask about her magic act. The behind the scenes footage. This definitely looked like the intro to intro to casting.
Oh, it's understandable if you didn't know that I had my own magic act. I'm not on any of the posters.
Oh,
I
why
used to
not?
be. But I learned early on that audiences expect a magician to be male. So I hired a male presenting actor as the magician. I started working as the assistant.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
ticket sales, boom, shot way up.
How amazing. So now you're playing as the assistant, but you're actually the magician. That's interesting.
I'm not mad about it. My act has actually gotten a lot easier since I started working as an assistant and not the magician. I'll let you in on a little secret. The assistants are actually the ones.
She looked like she beat her kids, bro. I said, I don't know if I could trust her to run an
The
estate.
magician really is just there so that people have something to keep their eyes on. They're gonna watch him, see if they can figure out the trick, see if he's doing anything sneaky. Everyone really just ignores the girls in the shiny outfits. But we're the ones making the tricks work. Now, magic is all about misdirection. The magician is the biggest misdirection of all.
Very true. Very true. Look, she knows her stuff. Let's talk about the magician, I guess.
Oh, we promote it like it's his show, but he's essentially worthless. He doesn't do much of anything. I've actually replaced the actor that's played the magician 3 times. Audiences never noticed.
Damn.
They're fine as long as there's someone on stage who looks like they expect a magician to look,
Wow.
usually with a goatee. For
Yeah.
some reason, a goatee is mandatory.
I mean, people who do magic, you expect them to have goatees nowadays. I don't know. Is that what was the dude name? I'm always blanking on people's names, so I don't even know why I'm asking. But the dude who always wore black, he was like the edgy magician. I can't remember his name. All right, let's talk about Albuquerque.
Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to move to a big city. You know, one of those places that musicians write songs about? A place like Albuquerque. When I finally moved to Albuquerque, it exceeded my expectations. All the glitz, all the glamour, it was incredible. And the best part was the people were really nice. It was great. I'd probably still be there today if it weren't for the puppy incident.
Oh shit! What puppy incident? See, we can't trust her. I'm telling you, we cannot trust this lady to run this business. It's always something with her. The puppy incident. We gotta ask.
A little boy had lost his dog, and the entire community banded together to try to find it. Every business had some sort of poster in the window asking for people to find the dog, and I actually came across the dog, but unfortunately it was already dead, so I buried it. And then I wanted to do that thing that they do in TV shows where you replace one dead animal with a new alive animal that looks the same. So I went to every pet store in town until I found a dog that looked like the dog that I had buried that had died. I brought it to the little boy's family and they seemed so happy. It
You
was
tried to
great
trick him. You
until
tried to
about
trick him.
2 weeks after that when I found
The
out the
dog.
truth. The little boy and his family weren't looking for a lost pet.
They killed it.
Unfortunately, they were looking for a dog that had bitten the little boy. They wanted the dog to see if the dog had rabies. Since I didn't bring the correct dog back, they couldn't test the dog, and it turns out the dog that bit the little boy did have rabies. That's why he died. The story doesn't have a happy ending for the little boy, and I couldn't face the townspeople anymore, so I had to move out of Albuquerque.
Good Lord. This is great. This is a great selection this guy has found of people. This is great. That is a bit more than an incident now. I, yeah, that was terrible. Okay, Mallory. Oh, that got me. All right. Woohoo. All right. Goodlies. Let's go back to the goodlies. Oh shit. All right. I don't even know what to talk. What we talk about? The Easter egg hunt. They was very proud of the Easter egg hunt. Let's talk about the Easter egg hunt.
You'd think the hunt was just about the kids, but it's just as much fun for us grown-ups, too. The night before the hunt, all the adults get together
Thank
and
you
spend
for
a few
coming.
hours hiding the eggs.
I'm
The
telling
next
you.
day, all the kids spend a few hours looking for them. It's like the adults get to play, too.
Sarah takes hiding Easter eggs very seriously. Some of the places she finds to
Like
hide them are
hiding
downright
bodies?
diabolical.
Well, I remember what it was like hunting for eggs as a kid. The best feeling was when you'd find an egg in a hard-to-find spot. If someone doesn't hide them in places like that, then the kids won't get a chance to feel like that.
Sarah never does anything without giving it her best effort. You should hear her music lessons.
I just don't. These people here, just whitewashed. I don't trust them, bro. I'm telling you, oh, these people here, man.
Sarah's learning to play
They're a
piano.
serial killer,
I'm
killer
not that good,
thruple.
but I'm trying really hard to get better.
Well, at the rate she's improving, though, she might be a famous musician by this time next year.
She's exaggerating. I wouldn't want to be famous anyway. Piano for me is just like a hobby, like you're knitting or Daddy's gardening.
She knits and he does gardening. Hmm. Don't want to be famous. Let's ask about don't want to be famous.
When people get famous, they move to a big city so they can make lots of money. Once they've made all that money, they move to the place they really want to live. I already live in the best place I can imagine, so why would I leave in the first place?
Just big eye roll there. We'll be back to y'all, Goodly family. Y'all are an interesting bunch. All right, let's talk about y'all in the wedding.
I wanted to get married in a church back home, but Becca wanted to do something original. Isn't that right, dear?
Yeah, we also couldn't afford a big wedding. You
Of
know,
course.
Todd's work has been a little slow lately.
Well, I'm an
Oh.
actor, and all
Oh.
actors have dry spells. Just part of the industry. Plus, Becca has a lot of debt, so we probably shouldn't be spending too much money right
Oh,
now.
y'all are just
Right
spilling
now, he's
the
actually playing
beans
Elmo
on.
in Times Square. He takes his picture with tourists all day. He's so cute in the costume.
Oh, y'all don't.
Legally, he is a generic red creature, but we all know who he's supposed to be.
They sound like they throwing shots at each other. Okay. they secretly throwing shots at each other. I can feel that tension. All right. Do we bring up the debt? Let's not do that yet. Let's talk about being an actor.
I think street performer is more of an appropriate term. He's never done any sort of stage acting.
But I do
Oh,
have some exciting
okay.
things lined up. Actually, I'm going to be in an upcoming film.
Always
in New
down
York.
talking him
It's
sound
a
like
role in an unpaid student film. But it's a great start.
It's a very
an
promising student film. It's going to be seen by
unpaid
a
student
lot of
film.
people, and the exposure is worth more than the money. Believe me.
It's a film about campus safety. They say that new students are going to see it for years to come. I just wish Todd had booked a speaking part. He has the talent.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right. Maybe maybe they won't be together long enough to run the hotel, so we probably shouldn't choose them. Um, let's talk about the church. No, the student film. We'll keep it in the same topic.
Oh, I'm not a student. I just responded to an ad on the internet.
He actually dropped out of high school.
I wanted to
Damn,
focus
Becca.
on my career. Yeah, I was actually working for a cell phone company at the time, and it was a great job. I was making good money, and I wanted to move
Look
up.
how she
but
looking. She like,
they
yeah, she's
downsized,
lying.
and a lot of us lost our jobs.
They laid off all the sign spinners at once, which was such a shame because Todd was so talented at it.
The
We
sign
actually met when he
spinners.
was sign spinning on the corner at my apartment. He caught my eye right away.
Wow. So that's making her look stupid because she's marrying him. I don't know. I don't know. This looks like the average college ASU couple family. This is spot on, bro. This is too much already. Um. All right. Every time he says something, she's on his ass. Uh. Let's go back to when they first met.
So I had just moved out of my parents' house into my parents' apartment building, and I didn't really know my way around the area. So I was running late for a meeting, and when I went outside, I saw Todd spinning his little arrow sign on the corner. So I went up to him and asked for directions, and instead of just telling me where to go, he spun his sign all impressively and pointed in the right direction. That was like the cutest thing.
Oh, well. She came back after a meeting and she asked for my number, and we went on our first date the next day. And I knew she was the one after our first date.
Really?
I knew it after the third.
Damn. After the third, what happened on the third date? See now, yeah, I'm curious now. Third date? Oh, they married? Yeah, they married, Perk. Well, they get married like the day we're interviewing them. So they're newlyweds. They're not just like been married, bro. Parents' apartment building. Let's talk about the third date. That's what I'm curious about.
We streamed The Notebook at my place. All my past boyfriends had refused to watch it with me. Todd not only agreed, but he cried multiple times while watching it. I knew right then if he ever proposed to me, I'd have to say yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's talk about the proposal then.
Todd's proposal was the most unique one I ever had.
How many people have proposed to you before me?
You were the fourth. I told you that.
Damn.
Oh, the first guy was at the Eiffel Tower. Ugh,
Oh.
so cliche. Second guy,
So
did the
cliche.
whole, wedding ring at the bottom of a champagne flute at the 5-star restaurant on Valentine's Day. We've all seen it.
Yeah, these guys have no originality.
The third guy was the worst. He had the proposal up on the Jumbotron at a basketball game. Like, how was that
The
supposed
worst.
to impress me? He literally owned the basketball team. He could make it say anything he wanted. It's just, that sort of stuff, it doesn't go far with me.
And I guess I'm just the lucky one.
The broke guy. She just likes somebody she can
What's the next question?
have like a pet or something. I don't know. This is just, uh, mm, I am proposal. Let's talk
Okay,
about the
so Todd was
proposal.
helping me lose weight at the time.
She asked me to help.
And, I'd asked this of other boyfriends before, and they always dismissed me. They were like, "Hun, you're perfect as you are." And I was like, I don't want you dismissing me. If something's important to me, I want my boyfriend to take it seriously, too.
Again, I was just trying to help. That's all I was.
Oh, you did more than that. He tracked my weight loss. He kept a log of everything I was eating. I mean, it was like having my own personal trainer at home.
Yeah, it was she laid out everything she wanted me to do, and I just did what she asked me to.
And there was like this stubborn last few pounds I just could not seem to get off no matter what. So Todd told me he would marry me if I hit my target weight. And that was all the incentive I needed. I shed those last 3 pounds, stat. I lost it so fast he didn't even have time to save up for the ring.
Well, I thought I was going to have more time.
I literally just didn't eat for 4 days.
Well, shit. Okay. Why is she so obsessed about... This is weird. This is a weird relationship. Red flags all over the place. This shit is wild, bro. So he's a... Bro, I don't know what's going on with this situation. Hmm. Let's talk. We'll come back to y'all. This is too. This is real interesting, but I feel like we're getting real deep in the weeds. We need to come back to them. Give them a break. Let's go back to Ashley. All right. Let's talk about your Mrs. Let's go back to Mrs. Davenport. Let's talk about your relationship with him.
I haven't really talked to him that much.
Okay. Well, never
We
mind on
talked
that.
a little bit when this place was being renovated. My magic act was becoming popular, and I was looking for a place to take up residency, and he was looking for an act to host
Bro, need your dip.
in his arena. It worked out great. We've really only spoken a few times since then, usually about business. I guess you could say he's one of my best friends.
You don't have many friends, I see. Best friends?
I don't like interacting with people unless there's a purpose. I would say I'm a people person,
You'd be lying.
but I grow weary of them quickly if they overstay their welcome.
You sound like me. Oh,
I
damn,
prefer
our
quiet
talk.
types who show who they are by their actions. A lot of people will have shallow, fake friends who will tell you all about their day, but they'll never lift a finger if you need to move or get rid of a body. I really don't like people like that.
She just threw out casually, get rid of a body. Yeah, now we got to ask about it. Get rid of a body, you said?
I've never had to get rid of a body.
Oh,
But if I
okay.
did, I wouldn't be stupid about it. Everybody just tries to bury the body or throw it in a river with something heavy on it, trying to keep the cops from finding it. The cops are going to find the body. But if I was going to get rid of the body, I would throw it in the river with a bungee cord harness attached to it, and then I wouldn't attach the other end to anything. So when the cops found the body, as they're going to, they wouldn't assume it was murder. They would just assume it was someone stupid who deserved to die. I mean, people win Darwin Awards every day. Why not take advantage of it?
Her shirt says, never trust the living. But why? Why don't I have friends? I know. Yeah, she says she gets tired of people talking and being around her. So, I mean, hey. I don't know. All right, and she's now. Why is she single? I guess. Why are you single now? Why?
I'm not great at dating.
Clearly,
It's probably because I really don't enjoy getting to know people.
yeah, that's true.
That's why I think that dinner and a movie is the perfect first date. You have just enough time to exchange facts about each other, and then the food comes, and you can't talk because your mouth is full. Then you go sit in a dark movie theater, where talking is frowned on, and you watch a movie. It's great. Especially if you're with one of those people who insists on talking all the time. I'm great at breakups, though.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Not very good at dating. I've tried dating apps, but I haven't found any that I really like.
Great at breakups, you say? I love dinner and a movie on a first date. Cole's old soul. I'm an old soul. Oh yeah, bro. I don't talk about bodies with my friends. Here, type of friends are political leaders. Great at breakups.
The problem most people make when they're breaking up with someone is that they try to be too nice. And that's very selfish. Not the good kind of selfishness either. When you're too nice with someone and you're breaking up with them, it makes them sad. It makes them wish that you weren't leaving. It makes them think that maybe they should stay with you. When you're breaking up with someone, it is the one time of your life that you should be a complete asshole so that they actually feel relieved. They feel like a burden
I like
has
her
been
thinking,
lifted.
though.
Yeah. You should always be an asshole when you're breaking up with someone.
I
That's
kind
why
of
I'm very
respect
good
that.
at it.
I kind of respect that. I kind of respect that. Good selfishness.
Everyone
I
talks
agree with
about
her thinking, yeah,
selfishness like
right,
it's some
Perk.
sort of sin. Selfishness is necessary. Everyone wants good paying jobs. Want them to be in our country and not another country. That's selfish. Everyone wants those good paying jobs to be in our city, not another city. That's selfish. I want those good paying jobs to be mine, not someone else's. That's selfish. Selfishness is necessary for us to survive.
That's all you have to say about that. I mean, to a certain extent of selfishness. Like, I don't know. I've been broke up with nice. You say you don't like that shit? I feel you, bro. Too nice is a problem, too. Insist on talking.
There are people who talk all the time, even when they have nothing to say. If you have nothing to say besides hello or hi, why talk? I really don't enjoy misguided politeness.
Mm. All right, go in depth about this misguided politeness.
It's like when someone tries to do something nice, but it has the opposite effect. Like you're walking towards a door, and you're too far away, but someone decides to hold it open for you anyway. So then you have to rush to get through the door so they don't awkwardly stand there holding it.
Right,
Do you know
yeah.
what's easier than rushing through a parking lot to get through a door? Opening it yourself when you're there.
She got some point. She got some point. All right. I'm gonna save you for later. I like. Okay, Ashley seems like she's the level-headed one to run a business. She may not be good with the people, but running a business, you won't have to be. You'll be in the office and stuff. She might be level-headed enough to do that. Now let's talk about with this this running car wreck. Uh, Parents not around. No professional. Leave the parents alone right now. Professional gambler.
Oh, that was the wildest thing. I actually ended up here in Vegas by accident, but while I was here, I figured I might as well try gambling. It
She
turned out
gets
I
no
was
sleep.
extremely bad at it, though, and I actually caught the eye of a wealthy man who asked me to be a professional gambler for him. So he would give me money to play craps, and then he would bet on me losing.
Oh
And
wow.
we actually made a great team, and he made a ton of money off me. But the casinos started noticing what was happening, and they started kicking us out. Mr. Davenport was the only one who was really nice about it, though.
So you was really in a scam because he knew that you was so bad at playing the game that you were gonna lose. Even though it's gambling, how do you be so bad at gambling? I guess it's possible. I don't know. I'm not the gambler, so I wouldn't know. All right. Let's say in Vegas by accident. Let's find out what you
Well,
mean
I
by that.
didn't mean to end up here, but I was on a bus on my way to Denver, and the bus stopped here, and I got off to use the bathroom, but I guess I took too long because when I came back out, the bus was gone, and it also had my luggage on it, so
Damn.
when I got here, all I had was the clothes on my back. But I'm glad it happened because I had a really good time here.
It's so much that goes wrong with you, Mallory. What is it? about you. Let's talk about this wealthy man you mentioned.
Oh, he was a rich person just like you'd see in the movies. I mean, he had a three-piece suit on with a jacket and a matching vest and everything. His car had a hood ornament on it, and he even had brown socks to match his brown shoes. I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money. I think the first thing I might do would be to buy a monocle, though.
Why a monocle?
I've wanted a monocle my whole life. I've had really bad vision in one of my eyes since I was a little girl.
In just one of your
This
eyes.
one time I found a pair of glasses that had a missing lens, but the lens it did have was very close to my vision needs. So I had that. It was perfect. Almost perfect. The lens was on the wrong side, so I did have to wear them upside down. Eventually, I tried to take the lens out and put it in the correct side, but when I did, the lens cracked and I couldn't wear them anymore.
And you came from a rich family, you say? Okay. We'll come back to you, Mallory. All right, back to the Goodleys, the family that is so perfect. Hey, let's talk about your hobbies. Your gardening.
I like to make sure my family's eating at least some natural organic food.
That's,
Everything is so
that's why her eyes
processed
look
these
like that.
days, and you can really taste the difference when you eat fresh vegetables straight from the garden.
Daddy works really hard on his garden.
I don't consider it work. I enjoy it. Plus, it gives me a chance to spend time outside.
Adults are weird. They can do anything they want, but if they want to, I don't know, play in the yard, they won't do it unless they find an excuse.
I love Sarah's outlook on life.
Every time they show a video, I just shake my head. Please tell her good day. I know you talking about Mallory. Oh, all right. What about your knitting, ladies?
I do crocheting and knitting. I make clothes and blankets that I donate to local homeless shelters.
Of
We used
course.
to just donate money, but there are just too many people in need. There's never enough money to go around, and winters get very cold in Utah.
And
Never
since we're
enough
able to
money.
buy fabric in bulk, we're able to donate 5 or 6 times as many supplies as we could otherwise.
The hats she makes are really nice too. They're so much more comfortable than anything you can buy at a store.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
So much more comfortable, she says. All right. Let's talk about family vacations, I guess.
I take 2 weeks vacation from my dental practice each year so we can go on a
Oh,
family
he's a
trip.
dentist.
It's safe to say our Las Vegas trips are our favorite. This is our 3rd year in a row coming here.
Next year, I'll be old enough to go to the casino floor.
Sarah won't be 21 until next month.
All right, you're a dentist.
My father and grandfather were both dentists. All the men in my family were. Well, except for my brother Stephen. It's a family tradition.
Stephen is quite the rebel. He lives by his own rules.
He's a pediatrician in Salt Lake City. That's clear across the state from us.
He only comes to visit a few times a year, usually on holidays.
We do drive up to Salt Lake City once in a while. My friend Linda lives there too, so we get to visit her and Stephen in one trip.
Let's talk about Linda.
Linda was my best friend back in high school. She was a bit of a troublemaker back then. To be honest, I was a bit of a rascal myself.
It's true. Alice and Linda
Lynching
were
people?
big mischief makers. Now, it may seem hard to believe now, but Alice was
Wearing-
quite the prankster in her teenage years.
Was
How
white
come I've never
hoodies
heard about this
involved?
before?
Well, I'm not very proud of some of the things I did, so I don't talk about them much.
Can you tell me about one of them?
Ain't no homemade blankets. That bitch a lie.
Okay. Every April Fool's Day, Linda and I would send someone a pizza they didn't order as a prank. We paid cash, so it couldn't be traced back to us. And we'd also tip the driver so they wouldn't get stiffed in the gratuity.
I hope none of those people were trying to lose weight. That could knock someone off their diet.
We were young and reckless. We didn't think about the consequences back then.
I understand. I certainly got into my fair share of trouble when I was younger.
Let's ask about your fair of trouble. I ain't mad at it. Sounds like a tax write-off, though. Yeah.
I've caused as much trouble as anyone. I was
Hmm.
once suspended from school for smoking. Another time, I got detention for a whole week for cutting class.
Hmm.
I'm no angel.
Okay. And they just like, yeah, she sure did. Yeah. Like, okay. Hmm. Suspended. Let's go back to cutting class. See, now we into some good stuff.
I skipped study hall and snuck into the school gym. The principal caught me and I got a week's detention. It's really not a very interesting story.
Well, that's not the whole story, is it? You didn't mention why you went to the gym.
Hmm.
I was
See
helping
ya,
to set
boy.
up a surprise party for the principal. His 25th anniversary at our school was coming up, so we had to do something for him. My study hall teacher knew and gave me permission to skip class, but I couldn't say that without ruining the surprise party.
Oh,
Still feel
Lord,
bad about
this
lying
is
to the principal.
lame.
Now, honey, lying is sometimes okay when it's to help the person you're lying to, like when we got you your glasses.
I know, Daddy, but it still feels wrong.
All right, I don't even feel like talking out no more. Y'all are boring. We're moving on. Um, let's go back to the juicy stuff with this lady here and her husband. Uh, parents' apartment building. Let's talk about y'all. Let's go with the depth first, then go into the parents' apartment building.
Yeah, I took out a lot of student loans. I would have been more than happy going to an affordable law school, but Daddy insisted I go to Harvard if I wanted to work at the family firm. So I will probably be paying that off for years. I don't know why Todd puts up with me and all my baggage.
Mm. Just a few loans, huh? Family firm.
Kennedy, Seymour, and Cartwright. Michael Kennedy's my father, Barbara
Mm.
Cartwright is my mother.
Mm.
It's not the biggest firm in New York, but
But it's you
we do
get
all
some
right.
money. Yeah, you get some money from it. Okay. Okay. We'll come back to that. Let's talk about the parents' apartment building.
My parents own a small apartment building on the Upper East Side. They let me live there rent free. I just pay
Mm.
for utilities. Todd's gonna move in with me once we're married. Apricot's gonna have to move out, but it's totally gonna be worth it.
Yeah, now you know we got to find out who the hell Apricot is. Who is Apricot?
My puppy, her name's Apricot. Unfortunately, Todd is severely allergic to dogs, so she can't be living with us. But I'm sure it won't be hard to find someone who wants to adopt an adorable little teacup Pomeranian. I'll miss her though.
Hmm. Okay. Let's get to the past boyfriends. See, we're getting to the juicy stuff now.
Oh,
Look,
there
she's
were
just
a
smiled.
lot of them. Am I right?
They were all so full of themselves. Like, they were either rich or famous, or both rich and famous. The worst combination. That
The
doesn't impress
worst.
me.
They weren't as great as they sound. Okay.
No, some were actually very cool. But I don't really talk to
Damn.
them anymore. Todd gets a little jealous when I do.
Mm.
But Todd hangs out with all of his ex-girlfriends, except
Oh.
Lily, of course.
Mm.
But, I'm not really worried about them. If he's not sleeping with me, he's definitely not sleeping with them. So,
Okay. Let's talk about who Lily is.
Oh, Lily. She was just the worst. I wasted 6 months of my life dating her, and that is all that needs to be said.
she used to physically abuse Todd.
Oh no.
I'm so proud of him for breaking up with her. Even more for talking about it.
It's not really what she makes it sound like. She doesn't know the whole picture.
I mean, Todd could have easily defended himself. But
Oh.
The thing about
She
Todd
used
is
to
he
beat
would
on him.
never hit a woman. Ever.
Well, no real man ever would.
Especially Lily. I mean, I don't think I could hit a 95-pound elderly woman either.
Oh. not, not a 95-pound elderly woman. You was dating an elderly woman, my guy? That's Lily? No, we can't talk about Lily. I want to talk about Lily, the 95-pound elderly woman. Oh man. All right. Let's talk about Seymour then.
Seymour was an older man at the firm. He retired when I was very young. I didn't know him very well.
That's it? Okay. They left that. They cut that off real quick. Um, talk about the ring.
We just decided to skip the whole engagement ring thing and the wedding band thing. It's such an outdated concept. Plus,
He didn't have the money
Todd
for
thinks
it.
it's a waste of money.
He
Well,
didn't have the money
engagement rings
for it.
are a scam. There's a great Adam Ruins Everything video about that, actually.
Yeah, plus
Yeah,
I deal with a lot of
actually.
high-profile clients at work, so if I had a ring, it would have to be huge, something that Todd couldn't afford, really. I know that sounds shallow, but,
It does.
people really do judge you for the clarity and size of your diamonds, so
Very true.
it's best I just don't have one at all.
I mean, I get it, but the way you said it, it's just like he doesn't have shit, so we're just not gonna do it. Don't worry about it. Like, okay. Clearly, she comes from a certain background where she's entitled to certain things, and he clearly is at a point right now where he's trying to get to the top, and he's struggling, starting from the bottom. Okay. Anyway, shall we stick to them? No, let's finish off her because I don't think she has much left to say, and then we'll just go down the line. Oh my God! All right, dating apps.
I don't particularly like any of the dating apps out there right now.
I
They're all
get it.
designed to let you chat with the person before you meet them.
Oh, there's the problem with chatting.
If you chat with the person before you meet them,
You won't want to meet
then
them.
you find out how horrible they are and you don't want to meet them.
That's why
Then you
you
don't
chat.
even get the social rewards of having gone on a date.
Well, I mean, you don't want to
You know
waste your
what I want?
time.
I want a dating app where you don't ever have to go on a date. Where when you match with a likely candidate,
What?
the app takes the photos that you have each submitted and places them in a likely dating scenario. Then it returns the photo to you. You can put that photo on your social media platforms, and it looks like you've been on a date.
That's crazy. No,
And you've
no,
never had to go on a date.
that's terrible. No, that
Everybody
defeats the
wins.
no, that defeats the purpose. That's funny. That's a funny gesture, but that defeats the purpose. They're gonna be divorced by the end of this, bro. I'm telling you, Jen. Oh my God. All right, Darwin Awards.
You've never heard of the Darwin Awards? They're my favorite. They're named for Charles Darwin, based around his survival of the fittest and genetics and stuff. So, whenever someone dies doing something that is so stupid, they do the human race a favor by draining themselves out of the gene pool, they get a Darwin Award. I used to love watching them on the internet, but now really it's just fails. They aren't legitimate Darwin Awards. So I watch a lot of roller coaster disasters instead. They're great too.
See, you're a little off though, Ashley. You always you bring me in for a minute, and I'll be in there with you for a minute. Then you just do something to push me right back away. I don't. Anyway, misdirection.
You can get away with anything as long as someone's attention is focused on something else. That's the key to all of magic, half of life. Everyone knows it, nobody cares. Back when I really was an assistant, I worked for a magician, the great Zambini. He based his signature trick on this very thing. See, we were part of a traveling carnival, and our stage was outdoors. At the beginning of the night, the back of the stage, a Zamboni was parked. It was the Zamboni. And he would tell the audience that at some point during the evening, he was going to make the Zamboni disappear and no one would notice. So about halfway through the evening, we would have this assistant come out that the audience had not yet seen. Her name was Kelly. She was particularly alluring. And the other assistants and I would help her up on top of a platform, and we would begin tying her up with scarves. We'd really take our time about it, make it very erotic, and Kelly would wiggle and pout and make these cute little squeaky gerbil noises. While this was happening, Zambini would pull out his keys and drive the Zamboni off stage. Then he'd run back. We would make Kelly disappear in a fairly standard trick, and when it was done, Zambini would be standing where the Zamboni
I
was
mean,
with
you're
his
going
arms
right up to the end.
outstretched, like he had just accomplished the most amazing feat in the world. And the audience loved it. They would clap like it was the best thing ever. It was grotesquely sexist. But it worked.
Traveling carnival?
When you're starting out in this industry, you will take anything you can get. It was rough. I was on the road for 6 months. Before that, I was an assistant to a comedy magician. That was even worse. I'd still take that over any normal job. Oh, comedy magicians.
Okay, so she don't care
None
for
of it's
normal
real
jobs.
magic. It's all just jokes. I don't have any jokes in my act. Well, I have one, but I don't do it every night. I just save it for when I have a heckler.
Okay, she's going into more debt. Let's find out about Kelly.
I haven't talked to her since we worked together. I'm sure she's doing fine. Supremely attractive people have it very easy. I'm sure she married rich or got kidnapped by human traffickers and sold on the black market.
Damn.
Either way, she's living in a big house with someone else paying all the bills. She's great.
Okay, sure, whatever. See, now, yeah, you make us have to go into these wild comments you making. Uh, Human traffickers?
They say human trafficking is a $150 billion a year industry, and I want to know how they know that. Are human traffickers reporting income tax, or are they just
Right.
making up numbers?
I mean, I feel you. Black market stuff? No,
You
don't
can
look at
buy
me.
anything if you know where to look. I used to buy weed on the dark web before it was legal.
Ha.
I know there are people who buy fake IDs on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Anything.
Why would you buy weed though?
You
Like
can
that's
find
you're risking yourself doing that on the black market like that. You're kind of crazy, lady. She's kind of crazy. Let's ask a little questions about, I guess, the weed.
Oh, I know weed is legal now, but back before it was, everybody would smoke it anyway. You know, it's just one of those crimes you never got in trouble for. Like speeding or practicing medicine without a license.
Wait, practicing medicine without a... See, you keep bringing more questions, Ashley. I don't know, Ashley. Keep making me question more stuff. Fake IDs. First of all, let's go back to the fake IDs first.
Oh, I never had a fake ID. I grew up in a small town. It would have been pointless. Everybody knew everybody else anyway. And really, the only reason to have a fake ID is so that you can buy beer before you're old enough. And I don't drink. I did buy a lot of beer for other kids when I was in high school, though. I mean, sort of. I would buy the non-alcoholic beer, and then I would peel the labels off, and I printed my own, put something,
Okay.
Generic,
Little
and fancy
prank,
sounding.
little prank. I
And
get it.
then, during study hall, I would just sell it at a drastic markup.
Oh, you would sell it as real
Nobody ever
liquor.
called me out on it. I don't think they ever figured it out. I even remember hearing some of the kids brag about how much beer they were able to consume.
She is terrible.
They must have been
She
very
is-
shocked when they attended
she
their
is
first
terrible.
college party.
She is terrible. That is amazing, though. I would have loved to been there to see it. All right, practicing medicine without a license. We have to talk about that, don't we?
The sale of human organs is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. And who do you think is taking those organs out of the people who lose them and putting them into the people who need them? I doubt it's someone practicing with a license. But I'm not doing it. I am not involved in that industry. I dabble in taxidermy, but I am not skilled enough to take a kidney out of someone and put it in someone else and have one of them live.
Okay. All right. Last thing, we have to talk about the taxidermy part, you know?
Taxidermy is a hobby of mine. Whenever I find a dead animal, I take it home and I stuff it. And then I save them, and when I have enough of them collected, I take them to dying children in the children's hospital. Because children love stuffed animals.
Okay. I mean, that's a good gesture. It's just the way she says it is so like hostile. I don't know. Let's go back to Mallory. Ma'am, no. Okay, she has some questionable ideas, but I kind of like her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jen. It's like I have to look at her like for a minute and just think like, okay, I see you, but you just the way you come off though is just a little off-putting. I don't know. Just buy some stuffed animals. Exactly. Exactly. Like, okay, but do you have to get the dead animals and stuff them? All right. Anyway, back to Mallory. Denver, Mallory. I still don't want to
Well,
talk about
I
her
wasn't
parents.
in Denver proper, but I was about half an hour away at this ski resort very close by. Anyway, I worked at the ski resort first as a ticket salesperson, but then I studied and worked really hard to become a ski instructor. But sadly, like all my jobs, it didn't last. The first time I took a group out to go skiing, I was supposed to bring them to an intermediate level
Oh
hill,
Lord.
but
Oh
unfortunately I
Lord.
read the color coding wrong and I brought them to an advanced hill. There's a huge difference between an intermediate hill and an advanced
I
hill.
know it, Mallory.
I, of course, lost my job.
Of course you did. Poor Mallory. Here we go. poor, poor Mallory. Wah wah. All right. All your jobs, Mallory. Come on now.
Oh, I've done it all. I've delivered pizzas, I had an ice cream truck, I worked in a pet shop, I even worked on a cruise ship. I've had some truly wonderful jobs, but sadly nothing ever worked out.
Sadly, Jesus, Mallory. Before, I guess we can go on to each of these jobs. Yeah, let's just ask about each of your jobs, Mallory.
I worked at a really fancy pizza place that had a big dining room and everything. It was great. Anyway, the owner, my boss, was trying to sell it, so the potential buyers were coming in to see it and to go over the books. The owner said that we had to look as busy as possible when they came in to make a good impression, so anytime there was extra space in any of the pizza ovens, we just started making cheese pizzas. I was given the cheese pizzas anytime I was making a delivery, and I was told that I needed to just throw them in the dumpster. But I felt really weird about doing that because the town had a lot of homeless people. So instead, I decided to do a good deed and pass them out to them instead. After the potential buyer had looked through the restaurant, he was being driven back by my boss to his hotel room, and on the way, I guess they saw about 20 homeless people with our very distinct pizza boxes. I don't know what he thought, but he didn't end up buying the place after all, and I lost my job.
Mm. Poor Mallory. Poor Mallory. Trying to do the right thing every time, huh, Mallory? Let's talk about the pet shop. What happened at the pet shop, Mallory?
I got a job at a pet shop, but I only worked there a few weeks before I got fired, unfortunately. Before I worked there, I really didn't know anything about animals, so I did learn a lot on the job, thankfully. Anyway, my boss would have me open up, and then he'd come in a couple hours later, around noon. And one day, we got a hamster delivery, 2 hamsters, and my boss had left a note saying, put them in a fish tank. The thing is, my boss didn't specify it was supposed to be an empty fish tank, so I put them in a fish tank that had fish and water in it. It also had a lid on the top. Anyway, the hamsters almost drowned, but thankfully we had this machine that was pumping air into the bottom of the tank, so the little guys were really smart and they took turns breathing out of the air hose.
Mallory, you can't be this. Mallory, Mallory, you can't be this dense. You cannot be that dumb to put these gerbils into the fish tank with water and fish and a top. Lord, you better be glad they were smart. You better be- All right, let's go talk about the ice cream truck. What happened with that job?
It was a dream of mine for a really long time to have my own ice cream truck. I love the idea of having my own business, being an entrepreneur, and selling wonderful sweet treats to people over jolly
It ended up
music.
being cocaine or
Anyway,
crack
it
in
took a
there for the
really long
kids.
time, but eventually I did buy my own ice cream truck. Well, it wasn't actually an ice cream truck, it was an El Camino, and it had two freezers full of ice cream in the back.
Oh
So
Lord.
anytime I wanted to sell ice cream, I'd just have to park and get out and go around back. It was great, and
Oh.
I'd still be doing it if I hadn't lost my license.
Mallory is a liability. I swear. All right. How'd you lose your license? Because you had an El Camino with two freezers on the back, calling it an ice cream truck? How could that go wrong, Mallory? Please enlighten me.
I wasn't just selling ice cream out of my El Camino, I was also living in it. The ice cream chests in the back were plugged into the cigarette lighter inverter, so the engine had to be running at all times so that the ice cream wouldn't melt. This made it really hard to sleep. Anyway, one night I had a few drinks and I was trying to sleep, and of course the engine was still running so that the ice cream wouldn't melt, and a policeman came over to see what was happening. I didn't know this, but you can actually get a DUI if you're drinking while your engine's on, even if you aren't moving. So I ended up being sent to prison.
Damn, Mallory. Homeless. Selling ice cream out your El Camino in the two freezers. Using the power from your cigarette lighter to keep your ice cream cold, and you get arrested for a DUI because you have been drinking. Pause. Prison for your first DUI is wild. She definitely had priors, right? Something. Prison. Uh-oh, we went to a different screen. What's going on? Hello? What happened? Video game? They said skip jail, prison is it? Right. Uh, hello, game? I don't know what's going on. I'm quite confused. I don't want to go to new game. Come on, what happened? It just went to a blank screen. Mallory done fucked up the gameplay or something, right? Like, come on. I was into this. Oh my god. All right, we may have to just start over and skip all the way through to this part. I need to find out what's going on. Ah, come on, video game. Please don't make me. Hold on one second, you guys. Hmm. All right, well, we're just gonna start it over. Why not?